Hey creative friends, Rebecca here. In this video I want to show you this cute little kit that I found for $5 at Five Below. I am a sucker for these craft kits. I just love them, especially if it's something that I'm curious about and I've never tried before. I don't know why, I've never tried punch needle before. It is so much fun and I love it. I think I'm going to be hooked now. This kit, for $5, it really is pretty surprising. It came with all the yarn that you need and the punch needle. And then be real careful, there's a long wire that you use to thread the punch needle. And then it did have some basic directions. And the directions are pretty good, but I have gone out and watched a couple of YouTube videos that are good tutorials on how to do punch needle. So now that I'm prepared and I'm still totally a beginner when it comes to punch needle, over the years, long before YouTube, I used to do a lot of cross stitch and needlepoint and plastic canvas stitching on plastic canvas. So I've done a lot of fiber arts before, but this is the first time I've ever tried punch needle. And I've watched some YouTube people and some Instagram users, and it's just always fascinated me, but I've never have really tried it. But for $5, I couldn't pass this up. So this cute little strawberry, they have this canvas. The pattern is on the canvas, and it was painted. I wasn't really prepared to see a painted canvas. I thought that was pretty cool. The needle is easy to thread, but it's a little bit tricky. You want to take that wire and thread it from the top down so that you can pull the yarn from the bottom up into the needle. And so this works pretty well. The wire there is very forgiving. You can open that up to get your yarn through it, and then you just want to pull that back up. And so that's very, very important that your yarn goes from the bottom up. And then this punch needle also has an eye in it, that hole. And so you want to thread the wire through that hole so that you can get your thread through that loop and then snake it through the eye of the needle as well. So the yarn's coming up from the bottom all the way to the top and then through that eye. And so once you figure out that mechanism, then this becomes super easy to thread. You don't have to worry about the length of your yarn, which is fantastic. You don't have to worry about ever making knots or starting and stopping the yarn and making sure it's secure. It's really forgiving. But you do have to be careful because you don't want to pull your loops out. But since it's going to be hanging on a wall and won't have much wear and tear on it, the loops are just secured and you don't have to worry about tying off on the ends of the yarn. So I didn't get any video of me starting. This is very rough. It takes a while to get the rhythm of it. And it's actually very noisy pushing it through this canvas. This canvas it looks identical to cross stitch canvas if you've done cross stitch before, but they have it pretty taut on this wooden frame, and then of course it's stapled all the way around. So this really is a nice kit that they've already prepared that for you. I've seen a lot where they will do punch needle with a hoop, and so you get your canvas taut in the hoop. So the other thing that I have seen about punch needle is there's going to be a side with the stitches. This is the side with the stitches, and the other side will have loops. And depending on what videos you watch, the side that you display, it could be either or. So you could either display your stitches or you could display the loop side. According to Google, the most popular thing is to display the loops as your main facing, front facing. And so I'm working from the back of the canvas. Now, the pattern did not transfer to the back. The directions say to take a pencil and draw in your pattern. And that was a little bit tricky. You need to have a light source to be able to do that easily. So you can hold it up to a bright window, or in my case, I just held it up to a TV so that I had enough light to be able to see it, the pattern, and then use a pencil, or I used a pen just so I could see it a little bit better. And so you want to draw the pattern on the back of the canvas. And so again, my stitches are not real even. Takes a little bit of getting used to holding it, and it's a little bit hard to get video because I'm standing and trying to peer over the video camera. But not the best looking stitches, but it's amazing. Whenever you get it all filled in, it's very forgiving. And so I've made an outline for the green, and then we will speed this up. Wish we could stitch this fast, but speed this up about 10 times, and I'm just going to show you the green part here. And again, it's pretty forgiving. You can kind of go any direction you want as you're filling in the pattern. And then you can see there, I end up going around the outline one more time, just so that on the front side, I don't see the black border of the pattern. And then it has this nice soft pink paint on the canvas as well for the outer outside of the strawberry. All right, so the kit came with the 4 different colors, and it was plenty of yarn. Once you get the hang of it, it's super easy to thread that punch needle. And then I got into a pretty good rhythm. I was able to complete this kit in one evening. And so I got into a pretty good rhythm with the 2 colors there, leaving some gaps for where the seeds are supposed to go. And then so now I'm coming in with that final color and doing the seeds. Now technically I think you're supposed to start and stop the yarn with each seed, and honestly that probably would have looked better, but I went ahead and just tried to go from spot to spot there on the back to get these seeds in a little bit faster. They came out wonky. They're not perfect. I lost some of my pattern places for where the seeds were supposed to go, but maybe that looks a little bit more random, like a real strawberry. Yeah, I'm going with that. And then I did my dark and light red backwards. But again, it doesn't matter. My first try, I will definitely try again. So thanks for watching. I'd say this kit from Five Below was a success. Thanks.